Have you ever stopped to think about what it takes for a really profound idea, maybe a spiritual teaching, to actually, spread, to really take root?
It's usually more than just the idea itself, however powerful it might be.
Exactly. It often needs, well, legitimacy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And support. A solid footing.
Mm-hmm. Resources, stability.
And that's exactly what we're diving into today. We're looking at this really pivotal moment, King Bimbisara's conversion to the Buddha's teachings and his royal support.
The patronage, yeah.
Our mission, really, is to unpack how that one event, that connection, basically transformed early Buddhism, how it gave it the stability and the resources it needed to grow.
It's such a foundational story, isn't it?
It really is. We're exploring how this movement, which started, emphasizing detachment from worldly things, ended up getting this huge boost from a very powerful king.
And it wasn't just about getting one famous follower, though that was big.
Right.
It was the practical stuff, the stability, the resources. It let the Sangha, the community of monks and nuns, actually settle down a bit, move from just wandering.
As having a base.
Exactly. And that royal stamp of approval. It basically told everyone else, hey, this is serious, this is respectable. It opens so many doors.
That whole dynamic is fascinating. How does something focused on, not being worldly, gain that essential worldly backing?
It's a key tension.
And what can this ancient story maybe tell us about how big ideas get traction today? Even now, let's trace it back. Where did it even start?
Okay, so to really get it, we need to go back, way back, actually, before the Buddha was even the Buddha.
Right, when he was Siddhartha, the ascetic, still searching.
Precisely. He's young, he's on his quest, and he ends up in Rajagaha.
Which was the capital of Magadha, a big deal place, right?
Oh, yeah, a major hub, bustling, lots of different thinkers, ascetics, traders, a real crossroads.
And that's where the king sees him.
That's the story. King Bimbisara encounters Siddhartha. And what's amazing is how Bimbisara immediately sees something special.
Like he just stood out.
Totally.
Yeah.
The accounts talk about this incredible serenity, this dignity Siddhartha had. It just cut through all the noise of the city. Bimbisara was apparently deeply impressed.
Wow. So impressed that
he makes this incredible offer, approaches Siddhartha, and basically offers him part of the kingdom.
Part of the kingdom.
Yeah.
And his army, too?
Yeah. Imagine that. Offering power and security to this wandering ascetic.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But Siddhartha
politely refuses, says, thanks, but no thanks. Explains his quest isn't for worldly power. He already gave that up, remember? He's after liberation, an end to suffering.
That refusal itself is pretty significant.
It really is, but it also sets up this dynamic, doesn't it? How do you stay detached but still engage with power when you need to? Siddhartha kind of threads that needle here. Respectful engagement, but clear boundaries.
Yeah. And then there's the promise. That's the really interesting bit here for me.
Yes, the promise, even though he turns down the kingdom.
He says, look, if I figure this out, if I actually reach enlightenment,
I'll come back. I'll come back and teach you, king.
That's huge. It's not just a polite goodbye. It's like setting up a future connection.
Totally. A personal link? A kind of. Well, you called it an ancient IOU before, and I like that.
Yeah. It's like, I owe you this wisdom if I find it. It laid the groundwork long before anything else happened.
Exactly. Mutual respect and this hanging promise.
So fast forward then. Years later.
Years later, Siddhartha is now the Buddha, enlightened, and he hasn't forgotten that promise.
He heads back to Rajagaha.
He does. But things are different now. His reputation has spread like wildfire.
He's not alone this time.
No way. He's got a big following, like over 1,000 disciples. People are talking about his wisdom, the power of his teachings. He's a known figure.
So his return would have been anticipated?
Highly anticipated. And King Bimbisara hears he's back. So the king gathers this huge group, courtiers, advisors, even important Brahmins, the religious elite.
So a very public, very formal visit.
Definitely. It shows the kind of weight the Buddha now carried. And when the king sees the Buddha, serene, surrounded by all these disciples...
What's the feeling?
Deep reverence. Humility, even. The king formally pays his respects and asks the Buddha to teach him, fulfilling that old promise.
And the Buddha delivers. He gives a discourse.
He does. And it hits home. Hard.
How so? What made it so impactful for the king?
The accounts say it was just incredibly clear, deeply compassionate. It wasn't just philosophical head stuff. It seemed to speak directly to the king's own life, the burdens of rule, the search for meaning. It purified his mind, is how the texts put it.
Wow. Purified his mind.
And the immediate result, for Bimbisara personally,
This is the big moment of conversion, right?
it is. He attains the first stage of enlightenment, becomes a stream enterer.
Okay, what does that mean, practically? A stream enterer.
It means he's had a direct experiential glimpse of the truth of the Dhamma. Not just intellectual understanding, but a real seeing. It fundamentally changes his perspective.
So it's irreversible.
Essentially, yes. He's entered the stream that leads to nirvana. He won't be reborn in lower states. It's a massive personal spiritual achievement.
And for a king to achieve that,
Yeah.
the symbolic power must have been immense.
Absolutely. It's like the highest possible endorsement of the teachings coming from the ruler himself.
So the king has this profound experience. He's overjoyed, grateful.
Completely. And his immediate reaction is one of generosity. He wants to offer something significant to the Buddha and the Sangha.
And this leads to the famous gift,
The Veluvana, the Bamboo Grove. He gifts this beautiful park to them.
which sounds lovely, but the real significance is...
It's the first piece of property ever officially given to the Sangha.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So before this, they were just wandering.
Completely, relying on temporary shelters, caves, the forest, donations day to day. Especially during the Vassa, the rainy season, travel was impossible. They needed a place to settle.
And the Veluvana provided that. A permanent base.
Exactly, a place to gather, teach, meditate, practice together, especially during those rains. It offered crucial stability for intense practice, for community building.
So the takeaway here is huge. The Veluvana becomes the first Buddhist monastery.
Pretty much, a central hub. This single gift, this act of royal patronage, it physically grounds the community, gives it security, continuity.
It moves it from just being a collection of wandering individuals to something more institutional.
In a way, yes. It allows for better organization, shared learning, a reliable center for teaching. But there's another layer, too.
Legitimacy.
Huge legitimacy. Think about it from the public's perspective. The king himself, powerful, respected Bimbisara, not only follows these teachings, but gives this incredibly valuable gift, the first land grant ever.
It sends a message.
A massive message. It says, this isn't just some fringe ascetic group. This is real. This is important. This is royally sanctioned. It elevated the whole movement's status overnight.
That's a game changer for perception.
Absolutely. It provided this visible, respected anchor that drew people in, made it safer, more acceptable for others to follow, a foundation for everything that came later.
It's amazing how practical that is, isn't it? Going from this nomadic life to having a physical center, a home base.
It makes such a difference.
And you have to think, how much does any new idea, any organization trying to make an impact, still need that kind of grounding, that physical space, that sense of permanence?
It's fundamental, really. A place for ideas to take root and flourish.
So Bimbisara's conversion, the gift of Veluvana,
Yeah.
this wasn't just a local event.
Oh, not at all. It set this incredible precedent.
That's so.
For centuries afterwards, you see other rulers, kings, queens across India and eventually beyond following his example. They become the big patrons of the Dhamma,
Commissioning monasteries, supporting the Sangha.
providing all that essential material support. Bimbisara really kicked off that whole tradition of royal patronage, which was crucial for Buddhism's institutional survival and spread.
Were there other, maybe less obvious, ripple effects from his conversion?
Well, yeah, if you connect the dots. His support actually helped the Buddha travel back to his home kingdom, Kapilavatthu.
To teach his own family.
Exactly. Bimbisara's resources, maybe his political influence ensuring safe passage, likely facilitated that journey. So his patronage helped the Dhamma reach the Buddha's own Sakya clan.
Wow. Okay, so it opened doors in multiple directions.
It really did. His
Yeah.
influence extended beyond just Magadha.
When you step back and look at this whole story, King Bimbisara, it's such a powerful illustration, isn't it?
Of what?
Well, that spreading a deep teaching isn't only about how true or wise it is.
Right. It also relies on tangible support, on legitimacy, on influential people getting behind it.
It highlights this recurring theme in history, doesn't it? How even ideas about detachment often need some form of, well, patronage could be money, political backing, social
Or
influence.
to really gain traction, achieve stability, and last.
So the question for you, listening now, is maybe, where do we see that today? What big ideas or movements or even technologies are looking for or benefiting from that kind of support to really take off?
And does that reliance change how we view the idea itself? Does it compromise its purity, or is it just a necessary part of how things work in the world?
Something to definitely think about.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for diving deep with us into this really foundational moment for the Dhamma. It's been fascinating.
Always a pleasure.
Until our next exploration, we hope your own journey is one of growing understanding and hopefully some peace.